All right, welcome back, everybody. Yeah, today's Tackle Tip Tuesday is a very important tip that I know a lot of people seem to forget. Just because you bought boots and just because they say waterproof on them doesn't mean you don't waterproof them. So I'm going to show you the importance of waterproofing your winter boots. All right, like I said, we're going to waterproof these boots. Now, these are my Baffin Impacts. If you want to see a review on these guys, because I'll give you guys an honest review, that's what I do, I'll link it at the end of this video in the videos after this. But yeah, it'll be at the end of this video if you want to know any more about these boots. I've been using them for about 6 years now. 5 or 6 years. For a long time. I'm actually looking at getting some new ones. These ones getting used and abused. They last forever, but I ice fish more than anyone I know. So, what we're going to do today is I'm going to kind of go over what I do pre-season every year. And yes, I know it's the end of September. I don't care. I just thought about it now, and I am a big advocate on if you think about doing something ahead of time and you think it's too early, just do it, because you're going to forget about it otherwise. At least I do. One thing that I'm going to stress here is, so I'm going to put these boots and this stuff in the description if you guys want to pick it up yourself so you can get it done with your own pair, or just get this or one or the other, vice versa. But you do not have to use this specific brand or anything like that. I just have found that this silicone style protection lasts most of the season. Sometimes I do my boots 3 times a season. It just depends. But like I said, I'll link this in the description below, like I do with everything that I use, basically to help you guys out. But this stuff, and then I'm trying to think of the other brand. If I can think of the other brand by the end of this video, I will let you know that one too. There's a couple good options out there, but I've just been using this one for a while now because it's one of those things that, you know, I always just have it around. But let me show you how I'm going to do this. I'm going to take these outside, and then I'm going to kind of explain why I'm doing it with these now. Alright, so, like I said, everybody's going to wonder why I'm doing this right now with these, and that's basically, one, like I said earlier, I just thought about it. It was one of those things where, like, I was coming downstairs to do a Tackle Tip Tuesday on something else, and my brain was like, you know, you should really waterproof those boots before you forget again, because I was going to do it in the middle of summer when it was hot out. So here's a trick. When you waterproof stuff, if you can do it outside when, like, the ambient temperature or just like the base temperature outside is above like 65 degrees, it works 10 times better. You try and spray these things down when it's freezing cold outside, for whatever reason, because I do it midwinter sometimes, for whatever reason, I don't care what you use, whether you use this stuff that I showed you or any other silicone-based waterproofing spray, whatever reason, I'll say that again, I'm going to go nuts. Anyways, I digress. For whatever reason, there's another time. It doesn't stick. Well, okay, so it will waterproof them. But what happens is I noticed it wears down way quicker. So these boots are waterproof. Excuse the fact that I still have my spikes on them. I just never took them off. These boots are waterproof. Here, I'll just show you this way. It'll be a lot easier. Up to... Let's get this down. Up to about... right about here, good. And then you got this strap, and then the top of this little synthetic cap right here, and then it goes into this material, which is, that's like, it's basically like tent material. But yeah, you can see kind of how the heel comes up. But so when I first got them, they were good and waterproof. I could walk into water, I don't know, that's like 3 to 4 inches deep, and you'd never have to worry about it. I could slosh water onto them. They were fine. But then, like, after they got beat up for a few years, I noticed that right around here on my foot would get wet from drilling holes. And when I would drill the hole, you know, like if you plunge it out, I'd get my bibs wet, which are waterproof, but it would run into this part and this would start leaking. So that's what prompted me to start waterproofing them every year, twice. So usually during the summer, like I said, when it's nice out because it sticks better. And then usually in the fall, if it's still warm out, like right now it's the end of September, it's still like 75, 80 degrees. Now I can do it again. Technically, this is the first time I'm doing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I go over this specifically, like in heavy spots, and kind of just mist over the others. But I have to take it outside because it would smell really bad inside if I did. So do this outside in a ventilated area. Okay, so as you can see, I'm outside. There's not much left in here, so I'm going to prioritize this thing. So something that I like to do here, and everybody that's done waterproofing will kind of understand it, but so this is a seam, obviously. This is a seam. This is a seam. So what I like to do is I'll start off with them unbuckled, just like that. And now you take it and do that seam really good. I have a feeling I'm going to need more of this. It's really hard to do with a camera. Hold on, I'm just going to set this down for a second. Okay, I had to put you guys down in order to do that properly because I don't have that much stuff left. I don't want to go get any more right now. But so I did every seam on here, from here down, all of these, all of this. You can see I like doubled over the one that's in front here. A little bit of overspray, doesn't matter. Let's see, this one underneath here. So I just rebuckled these. This one back here. So all the main seams, right? And then because I only have a little left here, I'm going to do the main priority thing. And what I do, and I like to have, is this is rubber, but I like to have them buckled and spray the front of them. Yep, there it goes. Okay, so for the most part I got the right part, and then I'll probably do this again right before it gets too cold. I just ran out of this. But so as you guys can see, I covered the front real good. So the reason for that, and the reason you don't worry so much about the back, is like when you're drilling a hole in front of you, you pull the water up here and it splashes the tops of the boots. Usually your bibs will be down to here anyways, so it's just this area, but I like to have it all the way up in there just in case I step in them, like step through the ice or break through right by shore or something like that every once in a while. I can drag my foot through the water and it'll repel the water, but for the most part it's just a splashback off of the auger. These I'm just going to let sit out here now and dry off. Okay, so as simply as that is put, I know, like, when you say waterproofing something, everybody thinks the simplest way of doing it. And it's been years of me doing different versions and, like, trying different techniques and, like, how to start, how to end it. Obviously, I've had those boots only for a certain amount of time in my life. I've been ice fishing for a long time. And I've always waterproofed my boots, but it was always kind of like, try this, try that, see what works the best. But those boots have been lasting me and have been good for my feet. Have been nice and warm for almost 6 years now. Like I said, 5 or 6 years, might be 5. Either way, like I said, at the end of this video, I'll put the review so you guys can hear what I said about them, if that's what you want, more in-depth detail on the boots themselves. But today was basically just to kind of show you guys the importance is to, like, I like to do this twice. So I'm doing it now, and you guys won't see it, but I'll do it again probably
at the end of October if it's not too cold. Because that's the key. Like I said, it's got to be warm out. You want to set them outside, let them bake dry, basically. And then those seams, I'll go over those seams real good again. I'll cover that toe cap and like the main parts of the bottom of the boot real well. And then it's the big thing is the seams, and then kind of mist over the whole thing. I got to get a new can of it. I thought I had extra spray laying around, so I was going to do that, but apparently I have to get more of it. Which you should just always have waterproofing spray around if you're an ice fisherman, because it's good to waterproof your tents. It's good to waterproof your gear bags. Like I gotta spray down my backpack once it starts getting colder, because like if you set it down in snow and pick it up, it'll still get wet because the snow will melt on the black backpack, and now your gear's all wet, and then it refreezes if you leave it in your car or something overnight. Always waterproof your stuff. That's the simple thing I want you guys to take away from this video, is just make sure that you always waterproof your gear, and it'll last a lot longer than anybody who doesn't do it. I know guys that are going to talk about it and brag and be like, well, I haven't waterproofed anything for 17 years or 20 years, and it's like, well, if you have a product made in the 80s, and if you say bunny boots, they're military boots. They should last forever. Anyways, I digress. I just get in arguments about boots all the time, and I mean, it's literally been me buying many, many, many pairs of boots before I got to these Baffins, and now I have Baffin snow boots, I have Baffin water shoes, I have Baffin hiking boots, which I still have to do a review on for you guys later on this month. I wanted to use them, like I said, for this fall and make sure that, you know, you guys are getting a real review of somebody who beats the crap out of their equipment. I beat it up, but I do take care of it, and that was the emphasis of today's video, is basically to make sure that you guys take care of your stuff. If you're going to buy nice stuff, take care of it. It's that simple. But I hope I helped some of you guys out. I know a lot of people, the one thing, if you stuck around to this point, you're going to love to hear this. And this is just an odd, there's one of those like side effect things. Okay, so when you're out drilling holes, you spray your bibs or whatever, like they keep you dry, but they build up ice, right? So the added effect of this is that when your boots normally would have like a clump of snow and ice on them, that's why I spray the toe cap. I forgot to mention why I did that. The ice will still find a way to like freeze around it because you're splashing it, and if it's 20 below zero outside, it flash freezes and whatever, builds up chunks of ice on your boots and your feet get heavy. The coolest thing is, though, is when you have that camp dry on them, you can kind of just kick your feet together, and when you do that, it just pops right off in sheets or chunks, like the whole toe cap will just break off, the ice will, and it comes right off of you. So it's an added benefit. The ice just flakes off, and you don't ever have to worry about carrying that extra load around, especially for us walkers, anybody who likes to walk around and ice fish. So I hope today's video helped you guys out. I had to kind of come up with this one spur of the moment because I was getting sidetracked left and right. I didn't know what I wanted to do for you guys today, but I hope I helped you guys out. Obviously, if you're not new here, you know what's up, but if you are new, please just remember to